Hey, what's up, Ellis Rodriguez? I'm Luke Soin. This is my podcast, the Epic Tiki podcast.
Epic Tiki. I am returning.
Yeah.
Nice. How many times have I done the Tiki? This is
Well,
the second time now.
you did the hot tub, which is a different show, but it, it's something.
And I did the sexy one time, right?
Yeah, you did the sexy podcast, which you can find on iTunes with me and J.R. de Guzman.
Love him.
Yeah.
Shout out.
And then I think you did like a Tiki, like this. This was like a podcast that was like for a while I wanted it to be like a nerdy podcast or something.
Right.
And then now I'm just like, it's just whenever I feel like it. And then we just talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we still allowed to be nerdy?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
But it doesn't have to be like, so this happened in the news this week, which is
Right.
what I was going to do for a little while.
Like just keeping up with the nerd news.
Yeah, or just like, we're going to talk about this movie today. I might.
Right.
But the thing is it's open still where.
So much good superhero stuff going on there now, though.
Yeah. I think you have an eye booger. I might be wrong. The other one?
No, I'm sure. There's huge ones.
Oh, yeah, get it.
I have massive eye boogers.
I'm recording in 4K, so you'll be able to see that.
No, they're definitely going to see that.
But I only posted it in HD, so.
Yeah, I'm known to have big eye boogers, whatever.
Nacho's here.
What up,
Can you see
Nacho?
him? There he is.
Nacho called me the N-word.
Yeah,
earlier.
he did. He's going to get in trouble for that, even though his attention span is tiny. If you're listening, you can watch this on youtube.com/WTComedy. How do you compete with a dog?
Yeah. Once
Like-
your dog's on the camera, they're not listening or watching either one of us.
Yeah. Well, he runs away. That's how you compete. Then you get
That
now
attention span.
He's coming back again. You have a dog. We just talked about that.
I do have a dog.
What's your dog's name?
My dog's name is Muñeca,
Oh, right. Okay.
which means action figure in Spanish.
Yeah. Or doll.
Whatever, man. Tomato. Yeah, she's a bitch. Italian Greyhound, 11 pounds.
Mm-hmm. How old
Very,
is
very
she?
sweet. She's old now. She's like 9 or 10.
Dang. Yeah, I feel like I saw her once at Laughs or somewhere. Like you brought her with you somewhere.
I used to have her with me all the time.
Yeah.
I used to there was about 3 or 4 year period where she was standing next to me literally all times a day. Yeah.
Yeah. I just remember her running around, and I think like Sam was like wrangling her,
Right.
like getting her.
She
keeping
does
her running
need, dogs do need to be wrangled.
Yeah.
Which I think is why I got her. Which is why you get a dog. You just get something to occupy your time and attention.
It's nice too when you come home and they're just like so excited to see you.
Yeah.
Because maybe you had like a really shitty time, whatever you were doing, and you come home and they're just
I'm
like,
over that. I'm really annoyed when she's so happy.
oh, really?
If I'm not happy, I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
Oh, okay. There's been a couple of times where I came home, like before the coronavirus and everything. There was a couple of times I come home from a mic or a show,
Yeah.
and both of the dogs would just run up and be like, "We're so excited you're here!" I'm like, I didn't do anything.
And then you were
cool.
like, you know what? I'm not going to commit suicide today.
Yeah.
That set wasn't so bad.
Yeah. Oh man, we just did the Laughs show
Yeah.
together. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
Inside jokes, outside laughs.
Yeah.
So
That's what the series is called?
right.
Oh, okay. There was a poster and I didn't read the title. I just look at the faces. I'm like,
It's a good title, right?
Yeah.
Because nobody else can hear because it's a silent comedy show.
Yeah.
And I did it without yelling, and you did it without yelling because that's kind of your style.
I did get kind of loud because I realized like I do like to project and be a little
Right.
bit more.
But I think that's bad training for this particular show.
Oh,
because
yeah.
then people walking by the street can hear it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, what's the point of the?
I remember you were saying you were like, I'm gonna go up there and whisper so they can't hear because there was a
Right.
bunch of people hanging out by the candy store trying to
Right.
listen. And if you don't know, Laughs is doing a show. They're doing shows right now
I
in
always
the
forget
street.
they're right there. What's
Yeah.
up?
Hi. Yeah, I mean we're not to talk to them.
The
No
shows
one's
have been
watching
sold
this.
out. It's an amazing
Yeah, they do
experience.
silent disco and people sit in the street and they're
Mhm.
socially distanced and it's safe. You should go.
Yep.
And
And
then
it's an awesome show.
Yeah, they had like mic troubles when we were there, but that's because they closed the shutters or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
She ran a cord all the way through the entire club now, and the sound is like amazing. Mikey ripped.
Oh wow.
Mikey,
Yeah.
Sydney, and Saul
Oh yeah.
last night.
That'd be a good show.
Murder burger with cheese.
Yeah, I was really glad I got to do it, even if it was kind of cutting out. Like I just found a way to, because I like to hold the. You can see I hold the mic from the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
and so like I have to hold it like this, which is weird to me. and then not move.
But normal for some comics. I'm just kidding.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing at all. I saw a guy holding he was holding a microphone like this once, though.
What?
Yeah.
Like he was. I'm
No,
used
like
to broadcasting. Oh.
No, on stage, a comedian just holding a mic like this.
That's
but it
weird.
wasn't a joke or anything. It wasn't part of the joke.
It was just how he did
He just
it.
felt comfortable holding it this way.
Like he's a wrestling announcer.
Look, man.
Like he grabbed it from the sky and he's like, "Welcome to." The
Oh yeah, I guess that is how radio announcers do it.
Yeah.
Let's get ready to crumble.
Yeah.
I have a new enemy though.
You do?
Well, it'd be my first enemy. I don't even know. I don't know how many enemies I have.
Who is it?
But I definitely have an enemy. I don't know his name. So there was this guy before when they were kind of setting out the tables, right? And he's wearing like a Jesus loves you shirt, right? Or,
Was this at our show?
No, this was like last night in Old Sacramento.
Yeah.
And then, so he's just like preaching or whatever. And I want to work on a project called My Two Cents, and go on like a tirade about something or whatever, and then kind of interject it with some other footage. Mm-hmm. And I see this guy street preaching, and I haven't seen anybody street preach in a long, long time. So I'm just kind of interested, and I go over and I listen. And then he starts talking about how yoga is the devil and meditating is the devil. And so I start laughing. And then I like hold up my camera, and there's nobody there.
This is before the show, like you're just hanging out?
This is before the show, like 2 hours before the show.
Like 6 or something?
Yeah. Almost exactly at 6. And it's hot as balls.
Yeah.
Right? And this guy's like screaming about how yoga's the devil. And so I start recording him. And now he just goes into this kind of basic garbage.
Yeah.
And so I heckle him, which I don't know, that's pretty antagonistic.
Especially you're a comic, so of all people to heckle someone, you should know better.
Right? But I told him, I said, dude, that thing about the yoga, do the yoga thing again. Do the yoga thing. And he won't. And so I walk up to him, I was like, dude, there's nobody here, right? Just do, like, if you did the yoga thing just across the street right here at Last Limit, you would kill. Like, you would murder.
Was it actually funny, or was he just being...
It was not meant to be funny. He was dead serious.
Yeah.
But he was screaming at people that yoga was going to, that they would burn in hell. That they would let the demons in.
Well, only if it's hot yoga.
I guess. He didn't specify. So now...
Because it's hot in there and everyone's ripping farts,
right.
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
Stinky old lady farts.
But farts is like the demons are coming out, right?
Probably, yeah. And then the heat rises and they go up to heaven and then they get evaporated by the angels.
Well, I got 4 or 5 videos of this guy pissing people off. Like he told a family he was going to fight them.
Oh, really?
Like a dude and his wife and probably an uncle or two and like 3 kids that he was going to fight them. And the guy was like, "You're going to fight me?" He was like, "In the spirit, brother." But he antagonized these people. And then I go back over and everybody at the club was like, "Oh yeah, he's here every weekend. This is their scam." I'm like, "What do you mean this is their scam?" And it's like they have like, there's 2 of them and they stand there and they wear Jesus Saves and he does like a rap, right? And then but then as people walk by, they kind of pick up, they go, God hates gay people, God hates whatever. They just kind of pick out as people walk by.
So they just do inciting.
To incite a fight. And then when you fight them, their other 2 buddies are over somewhere filming. And they antagonize people to get other people filming too. And then anytime like a Christian person walks up, they switch back to like the basic Christian stuff. So it looks like you're attacking a street preacher. So you look like a jerk for attacking a street preacher for praising the Lord. But they've been antagonizing you the whole time. And then you get in a fight with them.
Did you find their YouTube channel?
No. Then the guy wouldn't give me his name.
Oh.
So I got to find this guy. But apparently he just has like
that's so
dozens of lawsuits. And it's such a genius scam.
But is it though? Because like, what is the scam? Is he going to get views on YouTube? That's a scam?
No, he sues you in court and you pay him tens of thousands of dollars in damages.
Oh.
For assault. There's just a video of you screaming at a street preacher and then throwing a punch at him.
So what about if your entire family's there, like your uncles and your kids and stuff, and then they vouch that you didn't... Like
he has 2 guys that are also vouching. And a bunch of other people that, like, bystanders that were walking by that saw the incident.
Wow.
And they love the Lord. And you're wearing and then he's going to go into court and be like, "I was wearing this shirt because Jesus saves me." And da 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 da. And then, this is the best part. Like, so then
I feel like this podcast is going to be evidence now.
Then, dude,
because you're like a witness.
I'm not I just want to do like is it making you nervous or something?
Me? No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, I just think it's funny.
I just want more people to watch the podcast or listen to it.
If you confront the guy, another guy comes up and takes the pamphlet and they pray together. And then I was like, I don't want to record this guy because he like actually believes, right? And then I went back to the club and they were like, oh no, he's with them. He's part of the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the
God's plan.
Yeah. God's plan, dude.
That's what they call it.
This guy's great. This guy's good.
So are you going to do a video about this guy?
I am. I'm actually I want to set up maybe later on tonight and just record a set. Because I want to see, do they say the same things over and over and over, or do they come up with fresh material?
You know? You're going to go guerrilla style and start filming
not even
guy.
heckle him. Not even heckle him. Just like record it. Mm-hmm. And then I need to do the research on what his name is and how many lawsuits and stuff he has. Then I want to show the tape to like a real pastor.
Yeah.
Right? Like a real priest and be like, okay, what do you see? Do you see somebody that's preaching, whatever?
This is a really good idea for a YouTube video.
I think so. I want to try to be Hassan for like 5 minutes. I just want to know what it's like. Or John Oliver.
Yeah.
Just for one little...
And this guy is out there every Saturday preaching the Lord's word, but people come up and then he switches gears. It's craziness.
That's a pretty decent John Oliver.
I know.
I mean, it's awful, but I knew exactly who it was.
Yeah. I think I can get the basic like flavor of people, and then it sounds like them enough that you're like, I get what you're doing.
Those are my favorite impressions.
Yeah.
When it's like, no, it's not a good impression. You know exactly who it is?
Yeah.
That's even better. It's funny.
Do you know who's really good at impressions is Joey Stoltz.
Okay.
And then he'll do like one word impressions of like Alfonso Portela.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, whoa, Neil. But he does it so good.
Carlos does really good impressions.
Really?
Yeah.
Carlos Rodriguez?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But it makes me sad.
I've never seen him do one.
If you, not on stage, but if you go like do like comics we know. Not just famous impressions, but just like he can do that stuff like that. I've never heard anybody do a good Ellis impression. And people say...
Is that a challenge?
No, I'm just saying people say you have a really distinctive voice.
Yeah.
So it should be, if it's really distinctive, it should be something people can impersonate. And
I'll
no
be
one
like,
ever does.
You'll see.
You'll see. That's not one joke, though.
I know. That's the best way to do it, is have something that somebody says. There's this one podcast episode of your mom's... No, not. You Made It Weird. The Pete Holmes podcast.
Yeah.
And he has this guy on... Oh, the dogs.
Oh, they don't like that guy.
Okay. Back to the episode.
Back to the episode.
The dogs freaked out about this guy hammering outside or something.
It's a Jehovah's Witness or something.
Yeah. It's part of God's plan. What were we... What was the thing? Oh, impressions. And then I was doing... Oh, yeah. So the Pete Holmes podcast, he has like a... This guy,
Pete
Josh
Holmes.
Rubin. I stopped listening for a while because he just got so obnoxious.
Yeah.
But this...
Yeah, I kind of got into Pete Holmes for like a week and watched everything.
Yeah.
And then just was done with Pete Holmes, which is weird.
Yeah. I mean, I got a lot out of that podcast because he just gets really deep with people.
Okay.
So I learned a lot about people and how to think and like ways to... Like just all kind, like everything from comedy to life to whatever, because there's just so many perspectives on the show, and they get so deep about like comedy and religion and love and sex and all these things. So like, you just get a lot out of it.
Yeah. I like those stupid like superhero sketches he did though.
Yes, he was very good at those.
Good.
The Batman ones.
Right.
Yeah.
Or the X-Men ones.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just because nobody else does stuff on the material, you know?
Yeah, nobody was doing it. Yeah, he would do it really accurate too. Like, he would get the costumes and then like film it like the same color palette. Like he'd like color grade it to look like Batman Begins or X-Men.
They're hilarious.
Yeah, they're really good. So this episode though has Josh Rubin, who's like he was on College Humor a lot, and he's really really good at impressions. Like he was doing a bunch that I've never heard anyone do before, like Robert De Niro and like Jeff Bridges, like kind of weird ones that take.
A lot of people do De Niro, right?
I guess,
I never heard anybody do Jeff Bridges.
Yeah.
That's rando's shit.
Yeah. But he had all these cool hints or advice about how to do it. Like how it's like if you lose it, just have like some touchstones of words to say. Mm-hmm. So like if there's famous lines that they say, just like repeat it, like work it into what you're doing so that you can get the If you start losing it, you get it back. And then also the other thing that was really cool about that is they talk about how like a lot of, I don't know if it's in that episode, but whatever. They like a lot of times when people come up with a character or something, it's based on an impression of someone they know. So they create something from, it's like they have this reference and it bounces through them and prisms out into this thing. And I thought that was a really cool idea.
I might try that exercise and maybe re-listen to that podcast.
Yeah. It's just Josh Rubin. He's been on there twice now, maybe 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah. It's good.
Nice.
But he just was Robert De Niro quote. I mean, it's not a quote that he said, but the thing he kept saying was like, "Come on down to the Tribeca Film Festival. We have cookies." Like he just
kept saying we have cookies.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so subtle though, the way that's why I liked it, because it's just like he captured some weird little like fingerprint of him.
Okay.
Like you just hear it and you're like, that's him.
Yeah.
And he does like.
I want to be able to do a
Williams
Barack Obama.
Oh yeah.
Because that's gonna never get out of style.
Yeah, people, and it's so easy. Like once people get it, you're like, oh, I know what he's doing.
Right.
Do you want to try it?
No, I've tried it before. It's awful. I think you just.
Why don't you want to try it, Ellis? Come on.
Are you better? You're doing a better Barack than me right now. I do usually do the Sasha Malia. That's all I can do.
Yeah, he's a good one.
What I really want to do is do like a bit on stage.
Yeah.
Where people are like, oh, do you know Common? Oh, of course, because all light-skinned black people know each other. But then have like 5 or 6, and be like, of course I know him, and then just play voicemails.
But it's you recorded it.
Well, I don't think I should record it because they won't sound good. But have somebody who does a good Barack Obama impression, be like, hey, call me and leave a message and say this, and then be like, say, hey, can you do The Rock? Oh, well, call me and say this, and just have like 20 different recordings and say their voicemails.
Yeah.
From like Barack Obama and
I don't know if
Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter. And Pete Davidson?
Yeah.
Isn't
there
I don't know.
What's that? What is Pete Davidson? What is that that's so funny. What's that website or whatever where you can pay like D-rated celebrities $20 to like record stuff for you?
Oh, Cameo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should check out some like real Cameo.
There's weird ones. There'll be ones that are like there's a Robert De Niro guy, but not him. But then there's like Charlie Sheen, so it's really weird.
So it really is Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
How much you got to pay Charlie Sheen?
I think it's like it was either $125 or $200.
Shut your fucking face.
It's not out of.
That's so worth it.
It is.
That's so worth it.
If you really like someone for their birthday and you get that for them, it's not crazy.
Yeah.
It's not like $1,000.
Right. How long do they talk?
I don't know. I think it's
whatever. We're just giving these people free press, but I'm gonna do it.
I think
that'd be a hilarious bit.
We need a sponsor, so.
Yeah. Oh.
This super irregular podcast that comes out once every 2
what
months
about those
or
boner
once
pills? They're sponsoring everybody, bro.
Oh, 4Hims.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
There's 4Hims. There's Squarespace. There's
Squarespace, right? You couldn't even get a Squarespace.
NordVPN.
You're so white and clean cut, bro.
I have 2 Squarespaces.
Dang.
Go to squarespace.com/the Epic Tiki Podcast for 20% off.
Is it?
No.
What if people started just putting in Epic Tiki, and then it kept being denied, and then they contacted you? They're like, you keep sending us customers, but we're not giving them.
And I'm like, no. Talk to. I don't know why I'm on the phone when I'm emailing. Probably. No. Tell Squarespace, and then Squarespace is like, what the hell? Oh, sorry, we didn't. I guess we didn't.
All
And then I get a sponsorship.
Be like, I demand a discount, but only through Epic Tiki.
Yeah. Like, I guess we have to spot. He only has like 15 views per video.
I'm doing a podcast later on today. Another one.
Really?
And they have sponsors.
What is it?
Kristen and Jay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's a stupid way of saying it. Fristen Wook.
Uh-huh.
They have sponsors.
Well, that's cool. Is it like local things, or is it? I feel like
I think so.
Like,
but that's the best sponsor to have.
Bobby's
right?
Auto Shop.
Yeah, that's the best to have it though.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah. It's
like
maybe I should sponsor you. I'll sponsor you, bro. This podcast is brought to you by Ellis's penis. Jump on it. Just to kind of spread the words for a few episodes that Ellis is single and you need to come get this caramel candy.
Enter promo code Tiki for 20% off
20%
that dick.
off. 20% for a free tip. What's up?
Free tip. I get it.
You
Get
saw that,
ahead
didn't you?
with Ellis's penis.
How much do I gotta pay you to mention my penis for the next 3 episodes?
$10.
Be like, sorry, Ngayo. This episode was brought to you.
I like that you think that he would do my podcast. No, I'm kidding. He probably would if I asked him. I don't
You
really
don't think
know.
Ngayo would do your podcast?
I don't know him that well.
Oh my gosh, you'd have to let him smoke weed while he did it. But
I don't care. We could do it in the garage when it's
Yeah.
not so hot.
have you asked him?
No. I've only
Ngayo's
interacted with
a
him.
busy guy, so
Yeah.
he doesn't. He's not gonna. But whatever. But
He's a busy Ngayo.
yeah.
I'm not above a pun.
He doesn't have all damn day to do
Yeah.
anything or whatever.
Does
But
he
he's
still
one of
do-
the funniest, most giving. He's the most
Yeah.
interesting.
I've never spent
Car
time
ride?
with him. I've never,
Oh.
because every time he posted for one of those like shows, he'd be like free weed, and I'd be
Yeah.
like, I don't smoke that much, so it probably wouldn't be fun for me. Like I'd be all paranoid the whole time.
I try to ride his dick every time I talk to him and tell him how cool I think he is and all that. And yeah,
Does he still
Yeah.
he still do all the Doug Loves Movies stuff or getting Doug with High?
yeah. I know he works with Doug still a lot. But it's just weird. You'll just be watching Netflix and he's on there. You know?
Yeah.
Or you're reading that well, he still writes for I think Bud or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's still a writer for them.
It's weird. It's weird now that we have like friends who are. I mean, you're on Comedy Central.
I was on Comedy Central once.
It's still cool.
That's my new nightmare.
Oh, is that people bring it up? Or?
No, that my goddaughter, she's in the 6th grade.
Oh.
So the nightmare goes like this: she's in the 9th grade, and she brings some stupid boy to the house, and we have to pretend like we like him, right? And then she says like, you know, my godfather, my Nino, he's a comedian. And he's like, for real? And he's like, yeah, he was on TV once.
He was in a barbershop with Kevin Hart
Once.
and J.R. De Guzman. J.R. De Guzman.
Oh, well, if he knows J.R. De Guzman, then he's for real. I tell people I know J.R. De Guzman all the time. It's like
And
my
third
opening
guy,
line.
I don't know the other guy. What was the other guy's name?
BT?
BT. He's
Yeah.
from here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never met
BT
him.
built the room up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In the original, he's the one that made Touch of Class like
Kingsley?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Savage, good business dude. He had Tony Rock coming through everyone like one time to drop a set.
At Touch of Class?
Yeah, that room was so fire, dude. When BT ran it, by the time he was leaving, I mean, that thing was savage.
I've still never been there.
Why? It's a great room.
I don't know.
You're scared.
I'm scared.
You're scared.
It's been.
Have you heard stories then? You've heard
No,
stories that
I
made
mean,
you avoid it?
Nothing that's scary. You know what it is? There was one time where I did this show. I was in a. I did this weird show that my brain is dead.
Clear.
Wheelchair guy.
Wheelchair guy?
From the 209. Insane Wayne.
Okay.
He had this show at like a hotel. He had this show at a hotel or something in like Lathrop or whatever.
Okay.
And I went with DeJan Tyler and Michael Calvin. And
Does he get mad when we call him D Tyler?
I don't know. He wanted to
Okay.
be DeJan. Like I remember he
is
made
DeJan, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
still call him D Tyler though.
I know. I think he gave up. He like tried and
Yeah.
he's like, well, if you do, cool. If you don't, whatever.
Right.
But we were in the car going to the show, and it was a show that was in like a, you know, like one of those weird hotel ballroom, not like it was more like a dance studio bar.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird. And we had a show right after a Zumba class.
Okay.
So there was like a couple Zumba people hanging out and then like no one else. So we did this show.
For the
then-
Zumba people.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like we went out into the middle of the dance floor, no stage, and we just kind of talked around. And I was really bad at that point.
And
so it
they're
wasn't
sitting there
great.
wearing.
Yeah, like workout clothes. I mean, it wasn't like hot girls. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
like bikinis
Oh.
and shit. It was just like middle-aged ladies. I don't know.
Right.
And then on the way back, there was this other show. They were like, do you mind if we do this show? And I was like, they're like, we'll get you up. And I was like, sure. And it was this show in Stockton at a Mexican restaurant. And the second floor was like this giant like loft sort of room.
Yes, I did that room.
You did that? Yeah. And it was really cool.
Shantae, Livingston's room, I think.
That sounds correct.
Tay.
Yeah. I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
They got me on, and it was like,
him and Wayne work together a lot. They've invited me back in a while.
oh, well, what the fuck?
What the fuck, Tay?
This was like 2 years into me starting stand-up. So this is a long
Oh
time
yeah,
ago.
you weren't ready for Stockton.
No. And it was like an all black room.
They booked you just to make fun of you.
No, I was just there. Like I was
Yeah.
driving them, so they were like, "Well, let's give them a set," you know. And like they kept telling me like, "No, it's gonna be fine. Just like you'll know they like it. Like you'll know you suck if they just start talking." And I was like, "Okay, whatever. I don't know. I'll just do it." And there was like one or two other white comics, and they went up and they were fine. And then I went up there and I started doing my jokes, and like they didn't like start talking or anything. They just like were staring at me like, "Why?
Yeah.
Why are you guys doing this to us? Why are you putting this?"
Yeah.
He's talking about the bare naked ladies.
Yeah.
Why is he? We don't know what that is.
Yeah. Why did you bring up the bare naked ladies to a room full of black people?
Because I had a joke. It was my only jokes, and the joke
so you
was
just
like
you had the time you had.
I had like 5 or 7.
Yeah.
Like it was not, and they lit me at like 1 minute.
Yeah.
He's like,
lucky you.
and I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave now.
Yeah.
The joke was it was something about like messing with my cousin and being like, you should Google bare naked ladies. And then like laughing that it was a bunch of white dudes in glasses that came up in the search results.
And that didn't crush in Stockton, huh? That's such a sad.
Yeah. So I think that's why I've never gone to touch a class, which is dumb because it's not the same thing, and I'm funnier now. But
yeah.
I'll go.
Well, I sucked at touch a class, and even though I'm from Stockton, I sucked at Stockton. So I kept going back to those rooms.
Yeah.
Because I refused to be in a room and not be able to do well. And then that's how I really liked the alt. I don't even know what the hell that means, but when people started doing shows in like comic book stores and we did the convention, like
that was so fun.
It was so fun, And then it's like I want to crush here too.
Yeah. Well, now you do.
And now I do.
Rip City.
I do Rip City. You know what? My kill rate is down.
Have you trademarked that yet? Or
Rip City?
I feel like I only hear you say that.
I think Portland Trail, bro. I think I am the only one that says that, but I don't give a shit. Everybody knows. As soon as I say it, everybody knows what I'm saying.
Well, I'm just saying that should be like a catchphrase, so you could sell shirts.
I don't think I say it on stage.
No, I know, but
yeah, it's just a thing I say to comics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, when you go up there, it's Rip City.
I say it to myself sometimes.
Yeah. You told me one time you were like, I wake up in the morning and I think about that set all day. Yeah. And I'm going to fucking kill it.
I'm going to Rip City, son.
Rip City.
I'm the mayor. I'm the bus driver. I work the hot dog stand.
Yeah. I can't be that confident. It's not good.
You have to be that confident.
No, but if I'm too confident, then I'm like, yeah, you already like me. And then it doesn't work. If that makes sense.
The audience? You feel like you got to earn it when you're on stage?
I think so.
Okay.
I just can't be too confident. I have to feel like I'm a piece of shit a little bit.
You know what? Maybe that's it. I was just saying my kill rate's down. Maybe I don't have the same confidence.
Do you think that's because of well, you're also doing weird shows right now. I mean, it's not normal.
Yeah, I'm doing strange shows. I think I'm misreading some stuff. I'm not as prepared, I think, as I would like to be sometimes.
You're not doing it every day.
And I'm not doing it every day.
Like, because you were at the show we did, you were like, I don't know. I don't remember this joke that I've been doing.
That I wanted to close on.
And then you went up there and Asia was like, I don't know why he can't remember. He's doing it. He's doing the whole joke.
Yes.
But I think you just had to start and then you remember.
Well, I didn't do the joke in its entirety. There's parts I missed. I listened to the tape, right?
Uh-huh.
And also too, there's, you drill these bits, you drill them, So once you do start at the beginning, the next joke does kind of follow it.
Yeah.
So I didn't do it perfectly.
Yeah.
Didn't execute it perfectly, but the major notes, I mean, I thought of it, then I wrote it, then I told my friends, then I practiced it, then I put it on stage, then I rewrote, so it's like, it's in there.
Yeah.
It's also kind of interesting to have a joke that you haven't told. There's jokes that it's not like I haven't told them since COVID. I haven't told them in 5 years. Mm-hmm. And then they somehow pop into your brain and then you say them and then you just I started laughing so hard. Because I'm like, oh yeah, why did I stop doing that joke? It's so funny. And then the crowd, that's the thing with me is that I can't be a puss, man. If I'm not confident, about what I'm saying, then what I'm saying doesn't work. But I have to be happy,
Yeah.
And anything that's self-deprecating goes over really well to show that I'm not, I don't know, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, you have to show that you're just like them.
Right.
But also you're up here.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm really confident on stage. And if I'm happy and I kind of know what's about to happen, then I do better. But a lot of these shows, I don't really know what's about to happen, and I think I'm kind of going up there and pussyfooting it. But I crushed a couple of shows, and that feeling, you were like, oh, that's why I live.
A couple of the laugh shows.
Well, yeah, a few shows. It was just that, like, I felt like I did good at 90% of my shows, and I thought, like, I killed probably 40-50%. Like, half of the shows I did, like, if you showed up there, you were like, it was magical.
Yeah.
And then, you know, that, like, now I'm like 1 out of 4. I'm always good.
Yeah.
But, you know, that crush, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I sort of know about that. I don't know as much about it.
It's just like it's just like being an old boxer and coming back and being like, yeah, you can still throw and you can still, but can you just knock someone out? Do you still have that knockout? Like, oh, I didn't just see 15 minutes. Like, I was crying. Like, can you just
Yeah.
can you just do an applause break for 10 minutes straight, or can you end on people phone? You know, like, oh, I miss that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy knows what I'm talking about. I miss comedy.
I know. That's why I've been trying to do other stuff to, like my little videos and stuff.
I keep talking about it. I bought podcast equipment. I think I got a good idea for a podcast.
You've done several different ones over the years.
Yeah.
You were trying to get. You said you had one that was it's the 90s today.
Oh my god.
And we go back and we talk about the things that happened today.
It's my favorite thing I've ever done, dude.
Did I end up doing that? I feel like I didn't do it. But you gave me a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. I ended up editing it and putting it out.
Did we record it though? I don't even remember.
I don't remember. Oh, back to the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up doing like 9 episodes of it with my best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Randy?
And then no.
What's
Randy was the producer.
Oh.
Randy.
I've never met any of these people. Like, you talk about them, and I almost am like, they're not. It's like in a cartoon when they talk about a character, like Ed and Eddie. They talk about the adults and they never show the adults. You're like,
that's the best part of the producer, Randy. I'm Randy. My first name is Randy.
Oh.
And then Ron is my best friend. He's on the show.
Right. Okay.
And we have another producer named Aaron. That's his middle name. So we have 2 producers, Aaron and Randy. And we just shit on them all the time.
Okay.
But that was us.
Yeah.
It's just our alter ego of what we produced on the show. I actually listened to an old episode, and I've been trying to come up with something that me and Ron can do. And I think we're going to go back to that because we loved it so much. And it was such a weird concept. And literally the only reason we stopped doing it was because 2 weeks, we did it for 3 or 4 weeks, and then his children were born. And then 2 weeks after that, he went into a coma.
What?
Yes. And he was in a coma for about, I think, a month and a half or something.
Why did he go into a coma? What?
He got an infection and got septic.
Oh my god!
It came really fast, and we thought we were going to lose him.
That's awful.
Right. So then we kind of stopped doing the podcast.
We kind of stopped because he wasn't.
Yeah. And so, but now
couldn't call it the vegetable podcast. So
we were trying to do another podcast where we just sit around and talk to each other, and it doesn't work well. Especially the civilians. If you're some fucking muggle. And somebody turns a microphone on, they do the opposite of what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, they start to be quiet and like not. You're like, no, do it like when we were smoking a joint last night.
Just doing it.
Yeah. I've done a couple of these with my girlfriend.
Yeah,
and she just gets a little bit more like, okay, like she has to do her makeup and be perfect, and then she has to she gets like kind of proper and like sits up straight, and I'm like, this isn't you, like don't
Jenny is the worst. At Laughs,
oh, really?
At Laughs Unlimited. I saw her the first time she did the podcast.
Yeah.
She was at the comedy condo, and she's talking to the twins, and they are bullshitting.
Are you talking about the Smash Brothers?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're just bullshitting. Bam, bam, ha, 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 and we're going to do the recording, and she's laughing, and they're talking, we're going to do this, and it's going to be great, and then she hits record, and then just goes...
She's like, hello,
says nothing.
How are you?
Behind the curtains, and they were just carrying it, and she set it up like it was going to be a question answer, but then had no questions, and then was like, so I've known you guys for a long. It's like Suge White, what the fuck is happening? Like these are your best friends. Just do exactly what you were just doing.
Yeah,
and she's in the middle of show business. She's like, that's why I belong in the back.
Yeah,
pushing all the buttons, paying all the bills.
It's weird. Like people don't. They think you can just do it, but I think it is hard to be normal in front of a thing.
Well, I don't think I do it well. Like interviews or like am I good?
I think you're doing a good job right now.
Nah, thanks, man. That's why I love you, bro. You're so sweet to me. I'm not sure if I'm a good personality. When I watch stuff later, and I see me getting interviewed, I'm like, I don't know if I like that guy.
Well, that's good because that means you're not a narcissist, I think. Because if you watch it and you're like,
you do like it,
dude, I can't believe what I just said.
Guy, oh my God.
I surprised myself. Like that's kind of weird,
Yeah, I guess that would be a good. I guess I just.
Although I do watch some of my videos and I go, that was a good one.
Yeah. That's so rare though, and it does feel so good when you nail something.
I think you should be proud of yourself. You
that
just
video
can't.
we made with the Las Vegas thing.
Oh yeah,
I show people that all the time. I thought that was great.
I think it turned out good.
Yeah. I wasn't very good in it, but
I think it needed a rewrite and better acting from especially from me.
Wow, bro, I was there, dude.
No.
I just said my acting wasn't that great. You gonna bust me out?
No, yours is good. I'm saying mine was bad, and I think Johnny was fine, but I don't think he knew enough about the character. We were just like two random, like there was nothing to characterize either of our characters.
Johnny
we were just
was
two
who?
guys. My friend, the guy with the glasses.
Oh yeah,
He was like the two of us were arguing
Yes.
about don't talk about
Johnny.
Vegas. And
But
then
who's
you
the
and
other guy that was with me?
David.
He was epic, bro.
Dude, yeah.
He was the best.
He's a good actor.
He was the best. in that
Him
thing.
and Johnny they're both improv
Yeah.
guys. David does a lot of poetry.
See,
now.
Johnny was also he was the second best,
Yeah.
and then you, and then me.
No,
Yeah.
you were ahead of me.
No way.
Where are the balls?
But you were doing the Seinfeld thing, You were like, yeah, like the fish out of water guy, like
Yeah, like the straight man of
Yeah.
the thing. Yeah.
which is the hardest thing to do. Everybody else got to be funny.
Well, I think Johnny was kind of the straight man too, because I was the one who was like, "No, you can't talk about this because they'll come for us." And he's like, "What are you talking about? I just
Yeah.
want to talk about beer pong."
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it was a good sketch. I just, I think now I could produce it better, so it'd be like good.
I guess I just think it's great. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
DJ did that Christmas video or whatever years and years ago,
Oh yeah,
which is also epic. I just saw
you're
the
in
other
that?
day.
I watched
I
it.
think so.
What
Yeah.
is it? Is it like he's like an elf or what was
Yeah.
it? I watched it once, like a couple years ago.
Oh, it was great. Yeah,
I like the DirecTV commercial we made.
yeah,
That was good.
yeah.
You're like laying on at the end. You're
We
laying on the
should make more
cardboard.
stuff. I think that's the whole thing about it too, is that like there's a window right now where it's still the Wild West. You're still on your own. If you put out enough good content and find your audience, like you can build like this. But I don't think that's going to last forever. And I think we're already seeing the signs of Spotify and these people like buying up the major things and then creating these little gateways. And that means there'll be gatekeepers. And that means that your ability to really just get into the open market and have a fighting
YouTube
chance.
YouTube isn't controlled that way. Like it might be controlled by algorithms, but you can still make a channel and
You can. And that's what I'm saying is but it's not fair.
it's not as Wild West as it was, where it
Yes.
was like you could just put one weird
Yes.
video out and then people find it for no reason.
And that's all I'm saying is that like I don't think it's going to be more Wild West in a
No.
year.
Yeah.
And then so in 10 years it'll still be possible because of the way the platform is, I guess.
Yeah.
But if you don't play ball, if you don't whatever, they'll just change the algorithm or they'll just push a button and shut you down.
Yeah.
When
you don't know, and then there's no way to talk to them. One time I had a problem with something on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and I was Googling like YouTube customer help,
Right.
like customer line, email, something, and there's nothing. There's absolutely there's no chat, there's no phone number to call.
There's no way to contact YouTube.
No.
They just tell you what's up and that's what it is.
They'll send you like an email. They'll be like, go to this message board, and you have to like type your question into like a message board, and then hopefully some other user knows what is wrong. I don't know if it's still like that, but it was like a couple years ago when I tried to get help, and it's kind of scary. Like
Right.
Google is like one of the biggest Alphabet. They're like one of the biggest companies in the world, right?
Yeah.
Most powerful, and they don't have anything to talk to. They're just like this it's like an iPod, and they're just sealed off.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, nope, you can plug your power in, but there's no
Yeah.
way to talk to us.
But that's the other thing. It's like
weird.
you're saying, anybody can be here on the platform anything, but they can cut you off at any time or
Yeah.
bury your algorithm. So, and I'm not demonizing them. That we're Instagram, basically any of these social media platforms, like they control the platforms, and I don't think it's gonna be anybody can make it just through hard work. About that window's closing. and everybody loves comedy right now, and I
Yeah.
think that's a fad. I think that's gonna continue to grow,
I
but then
think
it'll
people
wane.
have always loved. Well, do you mean stand up specifically, or
Stand
just
up.
laughing? Oh, okay.
Stand up.
Yeah.
Stand up's super hot right now.
Because everyone's figured out how to do clips. Like
Yeah.
Andrew Scholl's really made it a big deal to
That
like
guy.
put out just YouTube, just put
Yeah.
out, here's a 10-minute part of my special, here's another 10, you know,
Right.
and that worked really
That was a
well.
great model.
Yeah.
That was a great way to do it.
I think he's said before that he thinks he gets shadow banned or whatever, you know, like
Yes.
because
I'm
of
sure he does.
his topics. And I notice like, you know, I'll like his stuff and it's there, and then on my Instagram like it slowly disappears.
Mhm.
Whereas other people like I don't know, it's creepy that they have the algorithms the way they do. Like I
Yes.
don't like that at around 8 a.m. I always see Dom the Tomato, this parkour guy. Like he
Mhm.
always pops up and I like it, and I'm like, I feel like a robot. Just
Yeah.
they're telling me what to like and I'm liking it. But with Andrew Schulz, it's like he's there for like a week or two, and then he slowly fades away from my timeline. And I'm like,
Yeah.
is it because he's talking about Ghislaine Maxwell and all these fucked up things? Because he never says anything like bad. He's just saying edgy
Bullshit.
things. What?
Bullshit. He doesn't say things that are bad.
No, but what I mean is
that's
like,
why I love him. He says bad stuff all the time.
but bad as in like he always justifies it and it's funny, and you know
He
he's
certainly
fucking
justifies
around.
it. Yeah.
He's not serious.
No.
Like if he says something fucked up, he's not. You know he doesn't
Right.
mean whatever the thing he said that's
Right.
bad.
It's very New York. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm thinking about, and I was talking to Los too. He's about doing some cartoon stuff because I started drawing again, and
Yeah.
I kind of abandoned it because I found this animation tool,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just been slow going, like learning the tool.
Yeah.
But I think, but once I've got it done, I don't have to draw the cartoon. I
Is
can
it
just
Adobe
animate.
or is it something else?
It's something else. I had to
Oh.
buy it for my iPad. It's some kind of program.
Because Adobe has an animator.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't looked into it, but they have like a character animator.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be cool to do.
Maybe
that.
it is the Adobe one. I don't know. But I've been learning it, and I was like, that'd be cool to start dropping clips that are like animated.
Stand-up clips.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So then I can be on any stage I want, right? I can record it in a freaking bathroom and then make it seem like I'm on whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like take a bunch of pictures of like my favorite clubs and just animate an audience and then just record them wherever I can get time and then put myself on any stage.
So
you
like
know?
cartoon people in a real club.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. Like little instead of it's just me, it laughs all the time. You know, if the joke or animate the joke. You know, like those videos where like somebody tells a story and then
Yeah.
somebody,
Well, you could
know.
also do your comic strip because you have
Yes.
sort of a comic. What's it called again?
Plato's Cave.
Yeah.
That's why I got obsessed with it, and I was drawing I drew the comic strip. I think I drew like 2 of them and hated them, and then I started working on this animation tool, and I was like, that's the next step for that character. Like once you find out your whole world is a comic strip, and you try to escape, you would escape into a cartoon world, and now you're animated, and now you're
Oh wow.
You
You have
know?
like a whole character arc.
yes. And the strips, like the 3 panels, it's so hard because you know I'm so fucking long-winded. It's so hard to be like,
I've been on the phone with you.
yeah. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
I remember a couple because especially when I first met you and we were like talking about doing sketches and stuff, you were like, I was like, oh, I'm a new comic and I'm not very assertive, so I just like, yeah, okay, yeah, you know, like I would look at you as like this guy up here that's
Yeah.
like I'm not
Just
gonna tell him to
silly.
stop talking or something.
Oh, I'm sorry.
no,
bro.
I don't mean it in a bad way.
I'm sorry, bro.
Don't feel
I
bad.
talk too much, especially if you start talking about.
I always wanted. It's not like I
comedy
didn't
or-
want it. Like it was always interesting. I wasn't
Yes.
like this. It
I
was
have
like,
become aware that I talk too much, but I just get excited,
yeah,
and also
I do too.
like I hate muggles, man.
Yeah,
And you just can't talk to them about creative stuff, or they're like, what? They won't go there with you. They're not familiar with the concept. They don't understand
Yeah.
why you're expending this much energy thinking about this.
yeah, totally.
Because I gotta entertain you, motherfuckers.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, and I mean nothing against my girlfriend, but if I try to talk about, she'll get mad at me for bringing it up at all. But if I talk about stuff, sometimes I'm like be very obsessive about
Yes.
something, and she's like, okay, whatever.
Right.
You know, and I'm like, no, like you don't get it. I need you to like acknowledge me or whatever. And she's like, I did, and I'm like, no, you didn't. You know, It's just, or like I'll try to talk about a movie and she'll be like, I don't want to talk about it that much.
Right.
Like I don't want to get into why the color was this,
Yes.
Or
But
the
I
lighting
do.
was that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why'd they do this shot? Why'd they focus on here? Ooh, that's a reference to this. You
Yeah.
think they're really going to do this?
Oh, they're framing him like this because he's
Oh.
feeling like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they just don't want to. It's so annoying for them to talk about it. So if I can talk about it with somebody who just understands the language or why, like, or even understands why I'm talking about it.
Yeah.
It's so.
You just appreciate different things.
I should just call more people.
Oh, to talk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
you can call me.
I could just yell at you for 10 minutes, then hang up, call JR.
Yeah.
Get his voicemail.
Because he sleeps till 2 or 3.
Call D Tyler. He get corrected. Dijon, sorry.
Yeah.
And then I'm only bugging anybody for 10
Call
minutes.
Insane Wayne. He's like, did Luke call me the wheelchair comic? I thought that was Michael O'Connell.
No.
Rest in
And I've been
peace.
telling everybody this. I don't give a shit. Let's put this on wax. This dude I grew up with, his name is Leroy, and he's family.
Yeah.
Okay? And when we were in high school, he was in a singing group, and I can't remember what their name was, but they were almost like got a singing like a contract. They were like little baby boys to men. They were just boys to boys or some shit. I don't know. And Insane Wayne was like in the group. He was in this little R&B
Whoa.
quartet.
Dang.
It's pipes. And I've never heard him sing.
You think
his
if
comedy.
he's saying that he would do that in his jokes.
Do something. It's like whatever. He doesn't do nothing he does makes sense to me. Bro, you're not using your feet, bro. So why are you wearing shoes like that? You should be wearing size 15 shoes. Your feet are going to be comfortable regardless. And a bitch looks down, she see the 15s. My nigga, she's like, oh, damn. Right? Wear 20s. You know what I mean? Just go on stage and complain now.
No one knows how tall you are when you're
can't
sitting.
Dude, just tell everybody you're 6'9".
A lot of people won't do the Sherlock Holmes like, well, his legs only go out so far. Like they won't think that.
No, they're just going to look at them 20s. And just be like, damn.
I saw him at Shea Root Lounge one time. I think it was the first time I went there. And the way he killed it was crazy. I felt like we were sitting in...
He leaves no prisoners, man.
I felt like we were sitting at a campfire and he was like an elder of the village and he was just like dumping this like charisma on us. Like he was just like he was undeniably hilarious and
That's what
amazing.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I've seen him, I've never seen him bomb. I've seen him do good, but I've seen him murder. There's people who got laughs the whole time. Yeah. And then there's what the fuck Wayne just did.
He does this to people. Like they bend over and they're hurting from laughing.
Right.
Because he had this story about going like eating a girl's asshole out or something and like the little toilet paper and the hairs, and it sounds gross and dumb just saying it, but the way he talks about it and he's just like he does he's just so good.
Yeah. But he does everything like that. That's what it is. It's like a charisma thing, or just being in the room when somebody kills. It doesn't even need to be me, but just the sound of like everybody at the same time gasping for air, like begging you to stop. Like I like when you're walking by a comedy club and it sounds like there's a fight. Like what is happening? Yeah, that's and everybody's rusty and the crowds are uptight. So it's rare to get everything going again, but
it'll happen.
I miss it. I've been having a lot of good sets.
I saw a photo. Anthony,
I got to do an hour.
What? Yeah. When did you do that?
You also don't get to do anymore.
I've never done that.
I got to do an
except
hour.
For here on this podcast.
You've done an hour.
No.
You've done an hour.
I've done 20 minutes.
That's the longest set you've ever done? 20? Okay.
Maybe 30, maybe.
How much time could you do?
I can do 20, 25. Yeah. Like I have a bunch of shit I could like mess with. Like there's some stuff, like there's like the nerdy jokes, like there's the Star Wars jokes, and like there's like things that I can like throw in to pad, And I've been trying to work in that. Like I did the Star Wars joke at Laughs the other week, because I think that one's more funny than I give it credit. Like it's a lot more people know Attack of the Clones than like most people have seen that. And they remember that it was a weird scene, and they know Hayden Christensen sucks. And so it's like, if I just...
Poor Hayden Christensen.
I know. I'm sure he's not that bad of an actor. Like, I think that... I think he's capable of better performances.
Yeah.
It's really George Lucas's fault because I think what he did was
He did Jar Jar. He made those. He wrote those lines.
he ruined Ahmed Best's life.
Yes.
The actor who
Yes.
plays Jar Jar.
Yes.
And Lucasfilm actually rewarded, like recently, they gave him a job being a host of this kids' Jedi Temple game show thing.
Oh, okay.
So he's on there like a YouTube channel or something.
All right. That poor bastard.
I know. He
Yeah.
he struggled with depression.
That's how they did that.
He wanted to kill himself.
Yeah, that Asian chick in the new series.
Oh yeah.
They just.
It's not her fault either, though. I don't think she
her
sucks.
fault at all.
I think
She's a really great actress. Actually, I thought she
yeah.
was one of the better actresses in that thing.
Yeah, just I hated her character.
And
I hated
everything that they
everything
wrote about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Don't get me started on Star Wars. Right
Yeah.
now.
Which is also
It's
weird.
too early in the morning.
This is what I think is funny, is comic books are not about superheroes. When I was a little kid and I went to the comic shop, they were calling them funny books and all this other stuff. And like the old guys in the comic shop would be like, no, comic books were mysteries and westerns and whatever. And then Superman came along.
Action comics, detective comics.
Yeah.
It wasn't Batman, Superman.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
And then once superheroes kind of took over, the
Yeah.
industry was like, we can write stories about anything. We have an unlimited budget for costumes. What are we going to do? The only thing that sold
Yeah.
was superhero stories because they're just heightened, which were still mysteries, dramas, love stories, but everybody had to be a superhero because it just heightens everything.
Yeah.
And then I'm like 9th grade and I'm still reading comic books because I was an artist and I love the art.
Yeah.
The stories were kind of whatever, but I love the art. And so all the other guys were like, there's pussy now. Like, let's stop doing this. This is kid shit. And I was like, nope, I don't care.
Yeah.
I love. And so every week I'm still checking my box to see what's holding for me, right? And now I'm an adult. They're spending billions of dollars, like making my childhood come to life.
Yeah.
And then what happened? Hollywood said bullshit. This is bullshit. And now there's nothing but superhero.
Yeah.
If your TV show movie doesn't have a super, it's not going to get the budget.
The same thing that happened to comic books
is
happened
now
to
happening
movies.
here. And now when
Yeah.
you watch it, it's the same fights.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel versus DC and the vitriol. DC movies focus on Marvel movies are copy and paste and back and forth and back and forth. Be like, why are people like that? It's like, because this is what it's always been. I'm more of a Marvel guy.
And then someone puts out like Bloodshot, no one cares.
No one cares.
Image who?
Exactly.
Is he an Image comic? I don't know.
They're almost, even the stories that they're doing are from like a certain kind of a time period and they're mixing everything together. But it's like, you can see the fandom
Yeah.
of like the general people that weren't nerds, not the fanboys, but just like regular people who now think Deadpool's the coolest guy. Like, you can see
Nice
the
socks, by the way.
Oh, thanks, baby.
He's got Deadpool
They're doing
socks.
the exact same thing.
Yeah.
That all of these, like, they're having the same arguments. They just don't know,
The history's repeating itself.
Exactly.
It's like World War I, World War II. I mean, it was different, but it wasn't. There wasn't like
right.
World War II was like, oh, there's a genocide also. But
Yeah. But just like the vitriol too of like,
I never understood
when you like
that.
Star Wars and they would
Yeah.
be like, oh, they're like little nerds, they're little soft little blah 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 blah. But like, I hang out with these nerds. These people are vicious. These people are cruel. They will say like the worst things because you don't like a movie they like.
Yeah.
And now that these people have a voice and they're whatever, then it's like, oh, it's weird. Star Wars fans are this or that. It's like Star Wars fans were always like that. They hated Trekkies.
Yeah.
They hated them. And with like,
The Trekkies hate Star Wars people.
yes, Trekkies are worse though. Trekkies are awful people.
I don't like. I've never.
If you're at home and you're a Trekkie, kill yourself. I hate Trekkies.
But I'm one. Look at how many.
Are you a Trekkie though?
I
Do you
mean-
speak Klingon?
No.
I went to a comic book convention and a couple dressed as Klingons were sitting there speaking Klingon to one another, pushing their child in a stroller. The child was old enough, like big and obviously big enough to walk,
Yeah.
but they're pushing it in a stroller. It is also dressed as a Klingon. The baby, this child, let's say it's 4 or 5, it said something to its parents in Klingon. This is not a kid old enough to go to like preschool.
What if they were really Klingons?
They definitely weren't, because it was just like
Oh, it's
Scotch tape to their head or whatever. But I was like, does your kid speak Klingon? They're like, yeah. Me and my husband were huge Trekkies, and we spent like two weekends or whatever. For 2 months every weekend, they went to this camp and learned Klingon. Only spoke Klingon at the house. Then had a child and only spoke Klingon in the house.
Wow.
So the kid's first language is Klingon.
that is crazy.
That kid is a virgin for life. He's going to go to school in the first grade with a Klingon accent.
Or when the Klingons find us, he'll be the only person who can save us. I mean, there'll be other people
They'll
who
still
can
think
talk
he's
about
a Howley. There's no way they're going to accept him.
Howley.
Like, translate this to your...
That'd be hilarious if they came and they had the same word for white people.
Oh,
Howley.
of course they do.
As Hawaiians. That's so crazy. Yeah. No,
Trekkies are the worst.
I'm like a very middle person. Like I'm
But
average
also,
height.
I love Star Trek.
Yeah.
I love Star Trek.
I love Star Trek.
TNG, that's my jam. But I'm not going to like
I was saying, I have Blu-rays. Like I
Yeah.
have the entire original, like the old crew, like all their
and if
Blu-rays.
you like Star Wars, cool. But like people who dress up like Star Wars characters and da-da-da, I'm more into that than people that dress up like Star Trek. And like
Yeah.
I'm not into the...
Well, the weird thing about Star Trek is it's like it's more scientific, but then
Yeah.
a lot of it's not because it's like dilithium crystals and warp core, and like warp core, like the whole idea of warp is based on a theory of something that could happen.
It's more scientifically based. I also like that it's humans from Earth
Yeah.
and that they live in utopia.
Yeah.
This particular ship is going through all kinds of shit. But Earth is
yeah.
settled.
There's no
Everybody's
money.
happy. There's no money.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's
You can do what you want.
Yeah. That
But
would be... I guess I'd rather live in that world
Yeah. No, I would. Well,
than
yeah.
be some virgin swinging a lightsaber. You know? It was like, I want to be a Jedi. No, you don't. No, you don't want to be some weird virgin. You know, stroking your saber all the damn time, like solving other people's problems.
I wish that. Yeah. Oh man, there's so many things.
You don't
that
think that's sad? That Obi-Wan Kenobi
it is.
never got the puss.
I think he did.
Nobody deserved it more
No,
than him.
I think he did. Did you watch Clone Wars?
I did watch Clone Wars.
I think him and
I thought it
Mandalorian
was
lady.
unrequited. Is that a word? Unrequited?
Unrequited. I think it's that.
I like coited.
I feel like it was a
It sounds
kids
like
show and they didn't show it, but I
coitus.
feel like they hooked up.
Unrequitus
Unrequited.
is the word I was looking for. They wanted to, but he never did.
You know what would be really cool? They're
What?
working on that Obi-Wan show with Ewan McGregor.
Yes, and I heard it ties into the new Mando season.
Oh, that'd be cool.
You got Ahsoka coming in on that.
Rosario Dawson.
Oh,
That's such good casting.
I spilled my
I would've-
ranch when I even heard that's what they were going to do. That's the best casting.
You're
It's
like,
like the most perfect. I'm gonna wear a condom when I. You think they're going to drop the whole season,
No.
or are they
don't-
going to do this like?
They do weekly, remember?
God damn it!
But I can't believe they already have a second Mandalorian season.
I can.
I mean, it's a TV show, so I guess
It's
that's
the way
point.
they're filming it. Did you see
Yeah.
that?
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
so amazing.
It almost.
Disney doesn't give a fuck. Disney's gonna rule, dude.
I'm like torn on that technology because on the one hand it's really cool. On the other hand, there's times when I can tell that it's what they're doing.
Oh, you can.
Like
I can't.
when I didn't know it was a thing, but when I was watching the episode with Bill Burr, and
That's my favorite one.
It's really good. But you know when they're in that giant hangar and they're talking about the plan, it just feels like I just had this. I didn't even know that I just felt like something's not cool about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I still like it. I think it's awesome, but I felt like that's not real. Like you can't go over there. And I want to feel like you can go over there, even if it's like a matte painting.
For sure. I did not get that sense at all. Maybe if I rewatched it, I would see the edges, but I just never did.
I will say, like the pilot when he's like on that icy planet, you know,
Yes.
when he's dropping out, he picks up the fish guy, who's Horatio Sands,
Right.
which is awesome. That felt like he was
Patton
there.
Oswalt, man.
Is he in there?
No,
Oh,
but he's in The Boys.
he. Oh,
Did
season
you see
two.
it?
I've seen season 1. I didn't see season 2.
Oh, season 2's out. They dropped 3 episodes, and then they go weekly.
Really?
Yeah.
Amazon?
Yeah.
Amazon always puts it out all at once, though.
These bastards.
Weird.
Yeah, so they dropped 3 episodes. You can binge the first 3 episodes, and Patton Oswalt's in it.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Oh, my dog is eating his butthole on live podcast.
Oh, how am I supposed to compete with that?
Do you guys see this?
How am I supposed to compete with that?
Get it, Nacho.
He's all up in that ass.
Is that your butthole? Are you licking your butthole? That's so nice.
Now I'm all up in that ass, bitches.
Oh, okay.
So delicious.
Can you?
You kiss him on the mouth, don't you? Yeah,
I
you
wait
do.
like 20 minutes.
Yeah, you sick fuck.
Yeah, I want to watch The Boys. I like the first season.
Yeah,
Have you
it's
been
epic.
watching Lovecraft Country?
Addicted to it. I watched him twice. I watch every episode twice.
That pilot is.
Well, I
it's
couldn't watch the
literally-
pilot twice. It's so long. It's 2 hours, and it's
No, it's not.
the pilot.
It's only like an hour.
I think the pilot's
It
2.
feels like 2 hours because it's so good. The first time you watch it, you're just like, you're so into
Let's
it. that
double check. I think it might be. I think the episodes are 1 hour,
Yeah,
but I think the pilot's 2.
I bet you it's 1. I'll look it up right now.
And there's not a lot of Lovecraft in it. It's the opening scene and the last scene, but the rest grounds it so much.
Well, that's what's so. When I watched it, I was like, this is a perfect pilot. In the list of top 5, 10
Yes.
pilots of all time,
Yes.
it instantly takes like number 2 or 3 or 1.
I didn't even think about it that way, but yeah, this thing sets it.
Because
up.
if you want to like know how to write a pilot,
Right.
it does everything. It makes you sets up the characters. It makes you care about each character. It builds the world. It doesn't get lost in like extra shit you don't need. It's all
Right.
it's very like streamlined and perfect. It's like these are the characters. This is what they deal with, and this is what they want, and this is what they're doing to get what they want.
and it hints a little bit about where you're gonna go.
Yeah, with the
Right.
dream, it's like,
Yes.
well, this is how crazy it might get.
Right.
It's fun, and it's shot beautifully.
It's so it's shot. The way they shot it is crazy good.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Whoever the director is, that pilot is amazing.
It's literally one of the best things. And if you're not watching it, you're stupid. I will say the second episode kind of lost me a little bit because there was that one felt really poorly constructed because there's just a lot
That
going
one
on.
felt like they just gunned it.
Yeah, they were just like, we have to get some shit out. Blech. Like they threw up a bunch of like, there's a bunch of white people and they're doing this thing with the magic, and then they're watching them in the room. And
I loved it. I still loved it. But
Yeah. It didn't
it's
have
not
the same
grounded
pace.
at all.
The pacing was
Yeah.
off. I didn't feel like I cared as much. I don't know why, but then the third episode was amazing too.
Amazing.
I
But also the third one too, I was like, this thing's almost like an anthology. It is following the story. But
It's
it
1
just
hour,
kinda-
9 minutes. So it's
Oh,
a
it is.
little longer than
So
an
the
hour.
pilot is only an hour.
Hour 9. So it's like 10 extra minutes
You
long.
know what? Actually, I think I was watching it with my best friend the second time, and his kids kept interrupting us. I think it took us 2 hours to watch it because we kept pausing it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
I watched it alone, and I watched
It's
it,
amazing.
the night when the fire started because of the thunder and lightning.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching it, and like when the monsters started showing up at the end of the episode,
Yeah.
and there was like,
Spoiler alert.
spoilers, yeah. You should watch it. I saw lightning flashes, and I was like getting spooked out because I had all the lights off, and I was just
Right.
watching it. I put my phone away. I was like I'm like, no, just watch it.
Yeah.
And like I saw the flashes, and I was like, what's going on? And I went outside, and I was like, oh, it's thunderstorms. And I went back inside and finished it, but it was like extra cool to watch it with that going on.
Mm-hmm. Such a good show. I think it is my favorite show. That and The Boys. I'm gonna be stuck on that till they're done.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you watch Raised by Wolves yet?
No, don't even know what that is.
It's HBO Max. So if you don't have Max, I don't think you can watch it. But but I'm sure you could find it.
HBO Max over here. What is it?
It's a Ridley Scott show. Some guy wrote it, like someone who hasn't written very many things. I think he wrote Prisoners,
Okay.
which I haven't seen yet. It's like there's like 2 or 3 Denis Villeneuve movies I haven't seen. That's one of them. But
It's about somebody that was raised by wolves.
it's about the Earth had like a Terminator style war where just everything got fucked up, and everybody's like there's a religious side they worship the sun.
Okay.
But they look like missionaries. It looks like the Crusades, the way they dress. They have like white armor with like this red sigil of the sun, and they look like they're Templars almost.
Right.
And then so there's that side, and then there's like the atheist side, and they're fighting, and they ruin the planet. There's nuclear whatever war, and so there's like an ark that the religious people set up, and they're sending it to this planet Kepler 22b. And then the atheists send like a little pod with like 2 androids,
Okay.
and then they have like fetuses. So they get there and they gestate the fetuses, and then they raise these kids. So like the first episode is like the androids setting up their little base, and then the other people arrive in the ark, and that's like there's a lot of
atheists arrive in the ark.
the ark is the religious people.
Okay.
And the
Who's
atheists,
going to raise and the atheist babies are just babies.
yeah, they're babies with 2 android parents.
Oh.
So they go by father and mother.
And the droids look like humans.
Yeah, they actually, it's weird because it's not in the alien universe, but the androids are like the same kind of androids. They have like the milky blood,
Oh yeah.
and they operate kind of the same way. But then one of the androids has like this other thing going on, which I don't want to like get into it. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's a little
don't do it. I'm
spoilery.
gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in.
It's cool. There's a lot
I
of
love robot stuff.
yeah. I mean, there's like some really cool sci-fi stuff, and it has like I said, Terminator vibes, and like definitely Ridley Scott alien stuff going on a little bit.
Do you think about robot stuff like in real life?
Yeah,
And like how that's about to change?
it's gonna be so weird.
I was thinking about what is it, Moore's law, right?
Is that the thing?
Every 18 months, we've been doubling our computation power.
But we're getting to the end of it. They said.
So they say. I don't think we are.
I think they'll find some other way to do it.
I absolutely think that
like
they will.
Quantum computing? I don't know enough about it.
I think it's quantum computing.
Yeah.
And whatever it is, I think what people are not remembering is me and you are not the same age, but we both basically saw, like I saw better than you, right? I wasn't around when it was black and white TV. I wasn't around then.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, there were lots and lots of black and white TVs. It wouldn't be unheard of for you to see them in a lot of places.
Yeah.
That when I was a kid, there was already color televisions, but they were much, much, much more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, having a screen that you hold in your pocket that just streams the whatever, that's what's happened.
Yeah.
During my lifetime, right?
I remember watching Xenon Girl of the 21st Century on Disney Channel.
Yeah.
And being like, I want one of those little pocket TVs.
Right.
And now I have,
Dick Tracy, right? Talking to his watch.
Yeah.
This is a car or Kit.
You
the car,
have one of those.
Yeah, the Kit, the car that drives itself.
Yeah.
This in the 80s, this is unheard of, right?
Yeah.
Well, in 2020, we don't have flying cars. But think about the progress we've made. And I think what people aren't really thinking about is that's going to continue exponentially. You're not going to get the last 20 years of evolution. You're going to get 40 years of evolution over the next 20 years.
Yeah.
And so like we already get into these self-driving cars, right? Truck drivers, Amazon drivers, taxi drivers, Uber drivers. If you drive a car, you're going to be phased out in the next 10 years. What does that do to the economy? What does that do to all the truck stops? What does that do to like all that stuff? And like
gas stations.
And then doctors and lawyers that think they're safe. There's going to be, because it's not going to be an Android robot. It's just going to be some computer program that does the thing you do better than you.
Yeah, that's what we didn't think about is that it's not necessarily like things that are us.
Right.
It's like a thing that's smart enough to do a job.
Yeah, and it's not even smart, but it's just genius at this one task.
Yeah.
But like
but it doesn't have a personality. It doesn't want to take over the world necessarily.
No.
It just gets you from here to there.
But that's a cool story for a TV.
Yeah.
But this is the best way I think to explain it is my father did not do this, but my father could have, right? Went to work for a burger shop, worked all summer, saved every cent, and then bought a brand new Ford Mustang. In the 60s, they were like $2,000. Mm-hmm. A high school student over 2-3 summers could buy a car outright.
Yeah.
My generation also can work fast food and get enough money to put the down payment on a used car.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Our children won't be able to work fast food. A robot will we will place the order with our fingers on a screen.
Yeah.
A robot will make the food perfectly and quickly and cheap and clean up after itself or whatever. And you won't be able to make any money from that industry. Right? So all those people that their first job was serving or whatever like that.
Yeah.
Like those jobs are going to go away. Is it going to be a robot lady with a fat ass that comes over and asks you your drinks and flirts with you? No. But are you going to get your drinks faster and quicker and cheaper and da-da-da? Yes. And I don't know what that machine or process looks like. But like that, I think that's going to start happening faster and faster and faster over the next 20 years.
Yeah. It's going to be really weird. And then we're going to have to figure out, I think that's why they talk about the universal basic income thing so much, because it's like people like if you don't create more, but then what's interesting is like you'll say like, well, we need to create more jobs for these people, but then I've heard arguments that are like, well, this happened before with other industries that got shut down, and then people just
that's not this
find like I know
that's not this.
Well, and the battery's low. We might have to end soon.
Okay. Well, right before it dies, then I'm going to say what I also think is weird is that they're moving us out of owning anything.
Yeah, everything's a subscription model.
Everything's a subscription that can be cut off at any time.
Yeah, look at even apartments you see like in Midtown and stuff. Mm-hmm. I hate it. They build these like new they take like a whole block of Midtown,
Yep.
and they knock everything down, and they build this giant cube building, and then it's all segmented into apartments, and then you get in and lease.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, if I'm the person who's invested in that property, sick. Like I'm getting money forever for free. I totally understand the incentive for that, but like societally, it's kind of shitty. It's like
awful.
It's like people. So you just get these people to come in and just give you money forever, and they don't even get that nice of an apartment.
Yeah.
Where are you going, buddy?
And the housing stuff, the house prices are going up in Sacramento because now Bay Area is moving and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But this whole thing about the subscription model that they're moving everything to because it's electronic, and they're making it cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. But once it hits a certain level and you can afford it, they can just cut you off. And now without internet, you have nothing. You don't own those games. You can't stream them.
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing. The other day I was like, on my Switch, I have Dark Souls, and I was like, I wanted to play it, I was into it, and then I started playing it, and I'm like, I'd rather play Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Like I can only do like one of these games, and this one's like really hard. So I wanted to return it, and then I realized, I digitally downloaded it, so I can't.
You cannot.
And I bought 2 games from the eShop like that I'm like, I don't like this game, and there's no return. There's no trade-in, like there's nothing, and I was like, that sucks.
And I think they're going to make life super cheap that you can afford to live on $1,200 a month from your UBI, so they can give you as little as possible.
Yeah, but you're going to be living in a cube in a building
week to week.
And I feel like we're going to get, I think I could see that future happening, that like super dystopian, like tall building, you have this little cube apartment and you just live there. And
you have an AR glasses, so it seems like your place is bigger and you're constantly being entertained and everything's being shown to you to comfort you and sounds and all
I went to Hawaii this morning before work where I log in with my eyes.
You felt the sand and the water on your toes, and so that's good enough.
And then it makes you wonder, like, does it matter if I can really go there?
I don't know. This is a great way to end the podcast.
With questions.
Yeah, take that.
Where can people find you?
Do
you want to plug anything?
Of course I want to plug something. I'm going to be at Laughs Unlimited this Thursday.
Oh.
This upcoming Thursday. Inside Jokes, Outside Laughs.
Yeah. Go check it out. It really is. It's good. It's safe. The servers do wear their masks.
The servers wear masks. You're going to be wearing headphones that they sanitize before and after every show. Masks are required even just to get into this open area.
Yeah.
And
tables are distanced.
Then once you're sitting at your tables, the tables are distanced.
Yeah.
And they have to follow all the outside like restaurant protocols.
Yeah.
Right. So they're serving it in like to-go stuff or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's a great time too. There's just somebody telling jokes in your head, and you can hear. That's the other thing. The comics, or if you haven't done it, you're like, will I be able to hear them? It's
so you have to wear one ear on and one ear off.
Yeah. But even if you're in the audience, you can hear 80 people laughing.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. It's a great show.
It's good. Do it. Illustrated on Instagram.
That's right.
You can find me at Epic Tiki Comedy on Twitter, at Epic Tiki on Instagram. Subscribe to the podcast. Watch my vlogs. They're really dumb and fun. And watch the sketches. Go watch the Las Vegas sketch we did.
Yeah.
It's called What Happens in Vegas, I think.
Yes.
Just type in Vegas, Ellis, Luke Soin, Epic Tiki. You'll find it. Thanks, guys. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.